Mm-hmm.
What happened? Oh, it did. It did. Let me hit this other button. Oh my God.
Word on the street, word on the street. Talk politics, current events, relationships, movies and flicks. Word on the street, word on the street. Word on the street is we be staying on topic with sports news and the movies. Anything that just happened. Special guests with that Drake Swift, Savage Kitty and Alex, aka the Sports Mouth. Storytelling what's happening. Chop it up with you Saturdays. No better way to start your day. Kick it with you on Mondays in case you really got something to say. If not, we'll catch you on Wednesday. Put the spotlight up to your face. Yeah, you know how we get down. Tell them tune in or get out the way.
What up, Doe?
What's up? What up, Doe? What up, Doe?
Yo, you know, Savage Kitty, yours truly, Drake Swift. Hey, I just wanted to play your new intro. I think that's what it is. Season 3 coming within the next couple weeks. I want to welcome you to the show. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing very good. I have nothing to complain about. I'm blessed. I'm ambitious. I'm determined. I'm hungry. You know, all that good stuff.
So it's been a year. We're missing Q. He had some. That's another guy that's on the show. He had some prior engagements, so he's not on the show. But it's been about a year now since you've been on the show. I think. I know we were on your show in October when we originally came to Detroit when we did our 100th episode. So you are at our 151 episodes. It feels like I started this last week, but 151 episodes. It seems like, oh my God, it seems like a lot.
You stay working, bro. I don't know how you do it, bro, but I'll tell you what, I salute you. I applaud you, all that good stuff, because you be knocking it out, bro. Hey, listen, yeah. I love your intro, and I love that you got my man Aztec Nando on there, man. With the I was listening to the lyrics.
Yeah, he's really dope, huh?
Yeah. That was his. That's him rapping. That was from the 100th episode when we originally filmed in Detroit. We compiled all the videos and the still pictures, and we made a new intro. But I think I have to make a new intro because we got our 200th episode coming real short.
Yeah, it's coming. It'll be here in a minute. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I'll be here in a minute, man. 200 episode. So what's been happening with you? I know we talked off air, man. You seem busy. You just got, I think, a new position or a new program. Tell me what's going on with you personally. I know you said season 3 off air is coming in the next couple weeks. You got the banner. It's at your new studio. Tell me a little bit what's going on with you. Catch us up.
So back in November, bro, I decided that I needed to take a break for a minute because May 7th will be my 3rd year of being home after serving 17 years. So, but since I've been home, bro, I've just been like knocking shit out, just putting pieces together, just building my life. You know what I mean?
Right. Congratulations on the wedding.
Huh?
Congratulations recently on the wedding.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Yes,
Thank
congratulations.
you. I have been knocking out like everything. Like I truly wholeheartedly believe that no matter what you're going through, man, life is what you make it, bro. And I'm talking about if that goes for home, work, marriage, any kind of relationship, anything you got going, life is what you make it, bro. And I came home with the idea of living a life that I never lived before. Since I was young, I always wanted, to be married, and I accomplished that. We had we had a beautiful reception at the what is it? The not Comerica Park, but over there on Trumbull in Michigan, the Pal Field
used to be.
Yeah, and that was a success. Then we had a big wedding. We had like 40 family members fly out to Vegas. We had a big wedding out there in Vegas. And I mean, bro, just like all the stars were lined up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I came home and I made an agreement with God. I'm going to stick to the script. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do, and he gonna take care of the rest. And bro, I've lived life like I've never lived before. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's so great.
And I love it. And I wake up every day just grateful, bro. And you know, gratitude is such an important, vital practice to have in your life, because I tell people all the time, you don't know what you got until you ain't got it no more. And I say, you know, when you go to prison, they take your drawers, your socks, and your dignity, and they teach you that everything after that is a privilege, and you got to earn everything back. You know what I'm saying? I knew guys in prison that were blind, that were deaf, you know, didn't have no legs. They was in wheelchairs. They had cancer. So I'm grateful just for fingers and toes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But,
and they might even take your manhood.
Yeah, they do that too. They definitely do that too, bro.
But yes, gratitude is number one. If you live from a place of gratitude, everything else follows from there.
Absolutely. And I live a life that's so peaceful, so humble, so grateful, you know what I mean? And it's contagious. Like all the people around me, like, you know, they feel the energy, they feel the power. It empowers them, it helps them do better, see better, feel better about themselves, about life. You know, I just
absolutely,
we are all sources of power.
Absolutely. Yeah, like we're all energy.
At work, I facilitate a curriculum to the youth. And one of the key things we teach them is about the power of word, your word, you know, and words, you can create war, you can create peace, you can hurt people, you can heal people with words, you know what I'm saying? And it's important to be mindful and conscious of what you put out into the world, you know?
And even what you say to yourself as well. What you say to yourself every day is very powerful. You know, a lot of people walk around going, oh, I have such bad luck, or, oh, you know, I'm so fat, or I'm unsuccessful, or I'm feeling like shit. Well, you're listening to what you say, and it's very powerful. And like you said, we're all energy, and you can feel your light. So that it's incredible that you pass on to others. You keep shining for sure, because you're a bright light out here.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Tell me what's going on in your I know you got all this stuff going on, but I know you said you recently got appointed to a new program. Always, and much love, man. You're always helping in molding the youth so they can, you know, not get on drugs, not do the gangbang thing, you know, stay out of the streets and stay positive. So what was that program that you were telling me about?
Well, a program that so the DHDC and Ceasefire just signed a contract, and me and my brother Lex, we're going to be heading the Ceasefire of Southwest Detroit. So, you know, last week I was at the 4th precinct. We had a meeting with the commander and with the captain, and so what's going to happen is Ceasefire is an organization that's very well established in Detroit. It was built by Mayor Duggan. And so they have the east side and the west side Ceasefire, but they never had one really for Southwest Detroit. So we have established that now. And what we do is just, you know, we're community servants, you know. It can also, you know, be risky sometimes, you know, but we report to all shootings that happen in the neighborhood. Our job is to go there to comfort the victims, provide resources for the victims' families, and also to try to diffuse situations, you know, as far as retaliation and anything to do with, you know, any further damage being done. So we're just there to really, you know, console, comfort, and, you know, try to educate and empower, you know, the community. And, you know, it's something that I'm very proud of. I've always known of Ceasefire. And, you know, I just went and picked up a badge that gets me into the, you know, into the mayor's office or any precinct in Detroit, you know. So I'm pretty proud of that, you know. And I'm like, damn, who, me, Eladio Nino, troublemaker, gangbanger, drug dealer, prisoner, Eladio Nino, what? You know what I'm saying? So it feels really good.
So I know that you were locked up for a long time, but I had this conversation with a family member, and they were getting a new apartment. And I'm in Phoenix, right? They're getting a new apartment, but the boyfriend could not be on the lease because he was a felon. What's your thoughts of that? I mean, I think everyone deserves a new slate. Why are felons not able to get apartments? And why is it not looked at on a case by case? Okay, if he's a pedophile, maybe. But let's say he committed a dumb crime. 20 years ago and he served his time. And isn't it about, you know, when you go in prison and you come out, you've been reformed? Why are they holding someone where they can't get an apartment because they're a felon?
Well, I mean, first of all, it's the mentality of the system. They look at us as second class.
You want to go commit another crime so I can fucking go back to prison, right?
Yeah. It just, they look at us like second class citizens, bro. You know, if citizens at all. You know, we are the rejects of society. That's how they look at us, you know. And they may feel like, you know, we can't be rehabilitated, you know. But I'll tell you what, things are changing. Things are changing. The system is changing. Because society standards are changing.
When you fill out an apartment application or a house application, I don't think they should ask if you're a felon. Now, if you're a pedophile or a sex offender, maybe. But why should that even be on an application?
I agree with you. You're right. Honestly, this is the first time I've ever been on a lease. Me and my wife just moved into a new house, and you know, I had to give all my information. And I'm like, damn, this guy's gonna look up my name, see I'm a convicted murderer. I've been, you know, did all this time. He might not want me in his property, you know, but he didn't discriminate. You know, I was honest about everything, and we end up getting the place. Now, I can't say that everybody's gonna get that same break or that same consideration. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, bro. I can't compare myself to everybody else's situation, bro, because what other people put out into the universe and what I put out into the universe, bro, is just very different. You know, now the system.
The reason why I'm shocked is because you know, I've never did any crime, so I'm not a felon. So when I hear that type of talk, and I'm like, that's not fair. The guy did his time. He, you know, he got rehabilitated. Why is he not eligible for a certain place? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's like you just keep on crucifying a person for the same crime over and over, you know? So I understand what you're saying. And yeah, I don't believe it's right. I mean, look at what a second chance did for me in my life, you know? Right. And I'll tell you what, you got a lot of guys coming home from prison who are doing better than people who've never been to prison. You know, they study, they pursue education, you know, they're pursuing, you know, work ethics, skill trades, you know, they're hungry for life, you know.
I think it's the system that does that to people, and they make you go out and commit another crime so you can go back to prison. You know what I mean? It's just a revolving door.
That's part of their economic system. You know what I'm saying? Because you got private owners of prison, you got people who are invested in these prisons and businesses, so they need business as usual.
Right? Yeah, they don't make money if you're not in there.
Yeah, and I never really understood that at first. I was like, how are they making money off us? Because they saying it costs money to keep us in prison, you know, but. You know, you have a lot of people who are invested in this and are invested in the politics, the laws, the policies, the procedures, and all that kind of stuff. So, like I said, life is what you make it. If you get a second chance, like I did, I make it work for me. Everybody doesn't do it because they haven't grown or matured, you know, or learned how to prioritize, or just didn't know soul searching. They didn't do that internal work that they need to do to figure it out. You know? Yeah, a lot of times you hear conversations in there where they're trying to do the same thing but different this time, and I'm like, bro, it's not gonna work. You can't straddle the fence. You got to make a commitment, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be a slave to that shit if you don't get your shit together.
Yeah, they're always you. I know a few people that are incarcerated, and I know the difference when I speak to each one of them. You know which ones are serious, and you know which ones are basically on the same shit, and you're like, fuck, old keys aren't going to open new doors. I need you to, you know, be real with yourself and do the shadow work. You say you want to change, but sounds to me like you're doing the same shit while you're in there. Just like you said, just different. So there's definitely two paths
on the ceasefire program. So what's going on with El Nino podcast? What's going on with that? I know you said
season 3 coming up soon. I relocated. I got a new house. I got a nice, big, huge basement that, you know, I've got my sign behind me, El Nino Network. I've got it decked out down here, but because, you know, I'm starting out on my own, I had to come up with all my equipment. When I was rocking with Lit Music, you know, they had all the equipment. They had the studio, the mics, everything, you know. I just had to show up. But now that I'm, being, going on this independent journey, now I have to buy my own equipment and all that. So, but I'm so looking forward to it because for the last 4 months, I was part of a program that I got through my job. It's called the Detroit Podcast Lab Community. And so I've been doing that for 4 months, and, they've been teaching me like formats and things, that can help the podcast. And,
right.
So now I want to come back, more professional. They talk about being picky with your guests, you know what I'm saying? And, just being specific, having good intentions, having topics, I named my show Real Everyday People because I wanted everything to be so genuine. I wanted everything to be sincere. I tell people, can't nobody tell your story better than you, But I think it's for professionalism's sake that it's okay to have some type of structure and some type of format and topics. I just didn't want to alter anybody's story, but I think by adding format, I really enhance the professionalism, and it can be used as kind of a guide, for my
absolutely. Guests. Absolutely. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you.
I've already got a list this long of people. I don't even have to seek guests no more. Like they're looking, for me now. And, and, I saw in November, like I said, I kind of needed to just take a break from everything because I lost like a lot of family members, uncles, cousins, bro. I mean, from murder to cancer to COVID to ODs to everything, bro. And life just really got overwhelming for me. I had a surgery on my knee. I had just got married. I had to move into a new house. And I was like, you know what? I just, when you pick something up, you got to put something down. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a break because plus I was in the middle of transitioning and, I utilized the space, came up with my own studio. And in the next couple of weeks, man, I'm really looking forward because every time I run into people, they're like, bro, I look forward to it. I love your show. I'm a fan of it. Like I support it. I sell so many hoodies. Like I go everywhere I go. I'm like seeing people in hoodies. I was at a bar, Mr. K's and Rouge, like literally 10, 15 people all had Real Everyday People El Nino Podcast hoodies on. And I was like really, really grateful for that. And
that's so awesome.
They say that your network your net worth is determined by your network. And that's one of my biggest assets, bro. And that's what my podcast has done for me. And my job has put me in a position, bro, to shake hands with a lot of good people.
That's awesome.
Check out this apple juice. So awesome. Apple juice.
So excited for you.
Do it. Look.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're biting a real apple. Who'd have thunk it?
So you know what? El Nino is a sponsor. So what is the name of that apple juice? Maybe they can hit you up and buy you some.
I wish they would.
What's
it's called juice? Martinelli's 100% apple juice.
And so Martinelli's, if you're listening, this man is a great guy. Definitely buy a sponsor him, do a commercial, whatever you got to do.
And I have been drinking Martinelli's apple juice my entire life living in Michigan, and you literally taught me. I love it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm today old and didn't know this. Yep. Like what? Yeah, man. Anybody who's listening from the D knows about Martinelli's apple juice. It's delicious, and it just got really fucking better. Really super fucking cool. Do it one more time.
Sounds like you're biting into an apple. I was amazed by it. I was like, get out of here. How'd they do that? Every time I get one,
That's great.
So we could talk about podcasts all day. I mean, I should teach a class, but how important is the format? I never went into it. Like I read a zillion pages, all that. I kind of just took my own thing and I ran with it, and that's how I did it. But how important is a format on a podcast? For anybody that wants to start a podcast, how important it is to have a format?
Oh, it's very important because, you want to have topics, so you have to be able to lead the discussion. And that was one of the things, too, is I talk a lot. And a lot of people are like, man, we want to hear your guest story. And it's just like, I've been through so much shit in my life. I can relate to everybody's struggle. So, right. But I'm like, you know what? I have to learn how to step back and let the guest speak. You know what I'm saying? And, right. Just having format is just more professional. It gives it more structure,
Right.
And I really agree that it is necessary, to be able to be effective, with
to be a great host. There's definitely a format to be a great host. If not, you kind of lose control of, your show. And not to say that your guests can't carry you, but sometimes they need coaching because they're not used to being on, camera or used to being recorded. And so you carry that for them and you bring out the best parts of what you want, your viewers to listen to and hear. So I think format is definitely key. It's your guideline. It's your blueprint to your interview.
Being a host isn't always easy because sometimes you get guests who give short answers. Yes, no, maybe. And so
we could go on for hours about this.
I got to ask questions.
I'm like, come on, tell it, pull it out. Right? Or they're really good on the pre-interview and then they get on and they freeze. Or you ever have an unruly guest where you're like, this motherfucker's out of pocket. Is he drunk? I'll really have to fucking say some shit. I'm like, okay, I'm one more out of pocket comment and I'm coming back. And you got people texting you going, what the fuck is going on over there? But you got to still stay professional and try to laugh it off.
Yes, one guy walked off and then came back.
Oh, for real?
I was like,
and that's the thing, I always believe that you have to be what the moment requires. So you always have to be pre-prepared for best and worst case scenarios at all times. So I'm equipped with questions. I'm equipped to be able to, come in and take over if I have to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's so many different versions of you. There really does. And you got right on cue. You have no choice. You have to reincarnate yourself instantly to be the person. But I don't know though. Sometimes I like the feisty guests because I'm like, oh, that was a great show. They were so feisty, and I love the interaction with people and just hearing their story. And once they start to, warm up, I'm like, oh, they're great. They really shine today. Or the ones that are so nervous and then they get on and they steal the show. I think that's awesome too. It's a good feeling.
It's definitely tough. Like I said, we've done 151 shows, and man, I feel like I started yesterday, and I'm like, man, I cannot believe we've done that many shows.
Crazy.
And it's hard to do. We originally started off, it was Saturday shows, right? And then we implemented, Wednesday shows, and then I do my Monday kind of relationship show. And then Tori's gonna, she's gonna do her own show, and Q, the one that's on Wednesday, he does 12, I believe. Is it 12?
It's 12? Like 10 or 12. It's like a stupid amount, and they're all really fucking good.
Yeah,
like
12.
He does.
That requires so much time, energy, and content.
Yeah, he's got a men's podcast called Girth, and they talk about all kinds of crazy shit on there. And then he does a morning one. He's affiliated with so many different ones.
I was just on a podcast ago. It's called Legal Aliens Podcast.
Yeah, guys out.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the potholes in Detroit. Really in Michigan in general, but especially in Detroit. And man, we were having laughs, man. Them guys, man, they some good guys. Shout out to Brian Ruiz, the Legal Aliens Podcast.
Yeah, he just checked in right here.
Oh, did he? Yeah. Shout out to my man. He's going to be engineering with my podcast. And, shout out to Lit Entertainment, Jose, Pup, Dan. Them boys helped me get to where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Much love to them. And I'm still be working with Jose. That brother's very talented and he's very valuable.
Very.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll take group of guys there.
You talk about potholes. I live in Phoenix. When I first moved out here, right, I'm like, man, the fucking freeways are so fucking pretty, right? Like landscaping. You went out to Vegas, landscaping, fucking murals on the walls, fucking all kinds of Indian things. And I'm like, man, Detroit, you just see garbage and potholes on the freeway.
Yeah, boarded up houses. And I said, we could never have no lowrider club in Detroit. Where the fuck you gonna go? Where you gonna drive? I said, Arizona, Cali, you can have lowrider, nice shit. I was like,
you have a lowrider in Detroit, and you take it out one time, your whole car's fucked up.
Man, listen, it's the story I shared on the Legal Aliens about my boy Vic, man. I'm telling you, the shit was hilarious. I couldn't even believe the shit. He can't even make it up. He told me he went to go pick up his wife from work, got a flat tire on the freeway. No, this my boy Vic Trevino, man. Big Vic, that's my man too, you know. That's my co-worker. But yeah, he said he was going to pick up his wife. He hit a pothole, got a flat tire, changed the flat tire, went and picked up his wife. On the way back home, boop, hit another pothole, blew the dummy donut out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he was like, damn. And then literally 3 days later, he called me and said he hit another pothole, blew another tire out, and had to get it towed. I said, oh, Lord.
Oh, hell. That takes me back. I got a flat, man, if anybody ever drives Mound Road in Detroit, into Detroit or the Warren side, all the way to Sterling Heights, man, that motherfucker does not play. It is unforgiving. You are literally looking like Frogger trying to get to where you got to go, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'm on my way to work. And I make it from U of M, and I make it all the way to like Metro Parkway. And I'm like, yes, okay. I go to turn, and when I hit that corner, there's literally one so goddamn big that I would have went on vacation if I fell in it, right? It was that fucking big. It would have swallowed my whole car. So I swerve, my back end hits it just the right way. I get the corner, blow my tire out. A cop sees me, and he comes over because he sees me swerve. He's like, you reckless driving. I'm like, bro, I'm on my way to work. My boss is real upset right now. So I call my boss, and I'm like, I got a flat tire. He's like, send me a picture, right? I'm like, motherfucker. The cop's like, you know what? You look like you're having a real stressful day. I said, man, I've been having a stressful month. And he changed my tire for me because he felt so bad. I said, this is the third tire I've gotten this month that's gone flat. So I sent my boss a picture of the Sterling Heights. Shout out to Sterling Heights police officer that helped me change my tire in the rain. And he changed it for me. And then he followed me to work because the road was so bad. Wow. He was like, I'm going to follow you the rest of the way just to make sure you're good. But man, them fuckers are
bad it is, though. I don't understand it. They said that once we got all these dispensaries and all this weed money coming in, that we was gonna have good roads, and they ain't did nothing. I literally feel like my car is gonna fall apart every time I hit one. I'm like, oh Lord. Every time you're like, fuck. I know. I'm listening for noises. I turn down the radio to see what done broke now. I'm like, damn it.
Oh man, yeah, that's one thing I don't miss. One thing I don't fucking miss at all. It's crazy. Yeah, they're so big. I'm like, all these flat tires. I mean, there's so many of them. There should be like a section on your taxes. You can just claim it all. Because
I said, damn, is there any accountability? Like, you know, my car gets tore up on these potholes. Like, I feel like somebody should be held accountable for that. I mean, and then now, you know, I'm a taxpayer now for once in my life. So I'm like, where's my tax dollars going? You know?
So I gotta, you know, we've been talking for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks about Ukraine. We've been talking about our gas prices. And then, you know, Chris Rock gets slapped. What was your thoughts? Because like I said, the only thing I saw in the news was Ukraine, gas prices, inflation. You know, we don't have any bread on the shelf, whatever the case may be, right? So all the things that are affecting because of the Ukraine war, right? And then Chris Rock gets slapped. What was your thoughts? I know. I didn't even know that the awards were going on. Right, that was the biggest thing. You know, with the 4 awards going on, I didn't know. And then when he got slapped, I'm like, oh, that happened. But
you know what's crazy? When I was growing up, go ahead.
I'm sorry. What was your thoughts on the whole slap?
You know, I said, first of all, these are two professional actors. You know what I'm saying? These guys get paid millions of dollars to cry on site. Just, you know, so I was like, was it real? Was it not real?
Well, you know, a lot of people think
I can't see somebody getting slapped and not do nothing about it, you know, because if you slap me, I don't care where we at in life. I'm going to slap the shit out you. You know what I mean?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Job tonight, Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television.
So you see two professionals that one kept it very cool and one played it off.
I was more shocked by Will Smith using profanity. You know, his whole career was based on music that didn't have no profanity in it. And, you know, I just, all I can say is that man's been under a lot of pressure for the past couple of years. He got a lot on his mind. He got a lot going on. Sometimes, you know, Hollywood, sometimes comedians, they don't have no boundaries, you know. So, I mean, could it be real? Absolutely. But like I said, it's just sketchy to me because these guys are professionals.
The memes are out there. They're everywhere. Here you go.
Out your fucking mouth.
Hear the music. I'm out here. Richard. Smack the shit up.
It seems like, I don't know, like he leaned into
So, I mean, they're everywhere, man. Everywhere.
Absolutely.
I feel bad for him. And I think, honestly, I don't think it was staged. I think she was going through some stuff. He's got some things going on with him. He's had a lot of pressure on him. And I think when he looked over and he seen that she was not laughing and the hurt on her face, I think that triggered him to hop up. And, you know, I might be a small community of people that think like, oh, you shouldn't resort to violence and this and that. First of all, let me say, I don't care who the fuck my man is. Somebody makes fun of my hair or calls me fat on national television, you better smack the fuck out of him. I don't give a fuck. And people are like, oh, on national television? He embarrassed me on national television for all these people. Unpopular belief, talk shit, get punched in the mouth. That's just, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
She said she's in Bill's camp. I am in Chris Rock's camp. So what is it? Who was right? Who was wrong? Whose camp are you in, Eladio?
Right. I just said I support it.
As far as who? Between them two?
Yeah. Who do you think was wrong? Do you think he was wrong that Chris Rock made the joke because she had
I believe the joke was insensitive just because she really is dealing with real life issues pertaining to her hair. So, you know, I could understand, you know, me being an empathetic person, I could imagine how she feel. And then, you know, Will, you know, he just, you know, he did what he should, you know, as a husband, as a man in defense of his woman and, you know, making sure that, you know, you're not making a mockery out of her situation. And, you know, Chris Rock, like I said, you know, sometimes there's just no boundaries when it comes to telling jokes. You know, how many times do they tell jokes at the expense of people's pain? And you know, so.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I think it's just become normal practice for them to be habitual line steppers. You know what I'm saying? And somebody held them accountable this time. You know,
that's a good one.
Don't be a habitual line stepper. Here you go. They
That's
said,
a good one.
I think
That's a good
you
one.
need to say clearly what happened. I fucked August. Yeah, but I need to know specifically everything that happened. Like y'all fucking, how did that happen? Well, his dick got into an entanglement with my pussy. That's what I said. Did you like his dick? Yes. I'm gonna kill you, bitch. Oh my God, here we go. Yo, you said you wasn't gonna get mad. So let me ask you,
so there you go.
You're a mess. You know what? Let me say this real quick. So everybody keeps resorting back to this. Oh, she had an affair with this person. She fucked this person. They had an open relationship, right? This was something that they agreed upon, having an open relationship. And some people just don't understand that. It's not for everybody. Whether you agree with it or not, this is an agreement that went on between them. And there were things that she exposed that she should not have exposed. And yes, she has been putting, he got a lot of backlash and been made to look like he wasn't a strong enough man and a strong enough husband. So now this incident happens, right? And regardless of what happened with the entanglement and August and all these things and the open relationship, they both agreed to stay together. So now this situation happens that has nothing to do with that situation, other than the fact that he is defending his wife. And imagine if she would have got up and smacked him. Do you know the backlash she would have got about that? Oh, he ain't do nothing again. He didn't do nothing again. He let him talk about his wife and knew she was upset. Because Jada's going to express that she was upset about this regardless on her show. So imagine the backlash she would have got on that. He was damned if he did, damned if he didn't. Listen, you embarrass my husband or a wife, that's as the other person's spouse, that's your job. If you don't like that it was done on national TV, then maybe, like you said, you shouldn't have been a line stepper and did it on national TV.
Yeah.
Play
Do you
stupid games,
think
stupid
that,
process.
because he attacked him verbally and he attacked him physically. Now, do you think that they were both called for? Do you think it should have been both or one or the other?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what was appropriate for the situation was inappropriate, according to Hollywood standards, according to moral standards. Everybody has, their own standards on what they stand on and what they believe in.
Yeah, and this wasn't the first time he's done it. So I'm sure that had something to do with it too. He's probably like, you know what? I gave you a pass last time. Looked over, seen his wife. You don't know if his wife was crying about her hair earlier in the bathroom, talking about getting dressed and wishes she had hair. You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. To see your spouse hurt about something that they're, especially their parents for a woman, and in the spotlight, those are very intimate, important things to them. So you don't know what she's going through with this condition, and have somebody who cracked this joke. And somebody else said, oh, these jokes have been written out. That joke wasn't in the monologue that they practiced for weeks. He added that in there. He went that extra
get my charger real quick.
He's going to get his charger. Go ahead.
I can go get your charger.
Let me get my charger.
I mean, I understand your side of the story, but I got to be honest with you. He's a comedian. He tells jokes. He said he didn't know about her sickness. I think, like you said, yeah, comedians are habitual line steppers, like Eladio said. Mm-hmm. I think there's some things that if you were afraid and you sat up in the motherfucking front and you were afraid to get roasted by a comedian, do not sit up in the front.
But wait, they didn't go to a comedy show. They went to an award show.
Yeah, but
they didn't go to a comedy show. They went to an award show.
He's going to tell his side of the story. And
they didn't go to a comedy show. They didn't sign up for improv at the comedy night, right? At the comedy show. That's not what they signed up for. So when you're attacking somebody, there's things about women that you don't do, especially, you might want to call bitch fat, or you want to say this or that, or you want to talk about her behind her back. I'm not saying it's okay, but when you are in national TV, not just the room watching, but the world watching, and you make fun of her hair, or you make fun of her weight, or something that's very sensitive like that, I'm just saying, you're going to trigger some people.
There you go.
And then added thickness, I don't know. I'm smacking a bitch.
Did you hear that?
You can't handle the truth.
And yeah, if you're open game if you're with a... You're killing me with these sounds at a comedy show. Again, you go there and you're going to get roasted, right? But they weren't at a comedy show. Yeah, he's a comedian and he's there to liven the crowd up, but he's not there to roast people. It's not in that sense.
And it's especially insensitive, like I said, due to her health condition.
Attacking their appearance it's kind of tacky on top of it, right? The joke prior was about him and his wife winning. Who's gonna win, right? It was a joke, but it wasn't attacking either one's appearance. When you start attacking someone's appearance and then being insensitive, whether you knew it was from a condition or not, you're stepping that line. You're stepping that line.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, because I ain't gonna let nobody disrespect my wife.
I know that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Chris Rock's camp. I just want you to know I'm not.
Shit out you.
I'm gonna step on him.
I'll be like Bernie Mac. I ain't scared of you, motherfucker. Yeah. So, we mentioned it before we went into the Chris Rock slap. Gas prices, Ukraine, groceries, everything, just outrageous inflation. What is your thoughts on all the shit that's going on in Ukraine? And then you're affecting it. You're feeling in your pocketbook.
So the whole thing about Ukraine is, this is nothing but the Pilgrims and Indians. They've been doing this shit for thousands of years, invading, other countries, for their resources, rape, pillage, and plunder. This shit been happening for years. We live in a country that was obtained through rape, pillage, and plunder. You know what I mean? I just didn't understand how something that happened on the whole other side of the world could affect our economy like that. And the more I see going on in this now, I start to understand Donald Trump a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And his antics when it came to keeping everything home and American made and all that type of stuff. Because I'm like, how the hell is our gas rising and everything, affecting us, and it ain't got nothing to do with us,
Mm-hmm.
And it's really making people desperate. People don't have extra money right now. People are, traveling less, and it just seems like every other week, like it just keeps getting worse. And in some states, like we look at it like, $4, $3.85 is pretty bad. But when you look at other states, surrounding states, they're already at $4 and $5,
That's us here. We're paying average $4.70 to $5 right now.
Wow.
Yesterday, I put $75 in my truck, and I had to put another $50 today.
Wow. So I got a membership card to BJ's. BJ's is like a smaller version of Sam's Club, but they have a gas station there.
I thought it was a membership card. I'm like, where do I get a?
He's like, I'm trying to get a BJ membership card.
Yeah, and you guys are silly.
Where they do that at? I was like, that sounds amazing.
You guys are silly and freaky to the bone.
Wow. They're doing that. Right. The D really is doing the D there. But
I get discounted gas because I'm a member of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I'm going to Costco.
I pay about $3.85, but I look at all surrounding gas stations, they're like $4.15, $4.19. I'm like, damn, man.
$3.05 right now.
There was like three guys that had a machine in Florida. They'd hook it up to the pump and then zero it to a penny. I was like, man, I need to come up with that. Where they made it down to a penny and they were gassing up and they caught them, but they were cheating the system. But there you go.
Man,
because I want some gas,
Right. Give me $1,100 on pump 6, please. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Hey, that shit happened in Mexico a few years ago, man. And man, them cartels, they was heisting the damn gas trucks. And they was breaking it down in barrels and shit. I said, golly. I hope we don't end up living like Mad Max or something out here.
So if you can remember, and I asked Tori, when you first drive, what were you paying for a gas percent? 86 cents, 96 cents, 99 cents? What was your first recollection?
Huh?
What was your first recollection of how much you paid for gas?
Probably about 99 cents.
Okay. How about you, Tor?
I don't remember it that low. I remember like $1.75, $1.96.
So
Like
I started driving when I was about 12, so I used to always take the car.
I didn't pay for gas when I started driving.
I'm like, Mom, do you need milk? Yeah, yes, mijo, I need milk. I'll be back. So I would take it, and it was like 69 cents. I'll be gone for like 3 hours.
When you were 12?
Where did you go? Well, Mom, they ran out of gas. I had to go to like 3-4 different gas stations. So I'll be bouncing in the hood on Werner, and I was bouncing in her Ford Taurus, trying to find the cheapest gas, get some milk. And then I would come back, and she's like, "Where's the milk?" Oh shit, I forgot all about the milk. But there you go.
How did you see over the dash at 12? 12. Fuck, 12?
Well, I was the same height.
Okay.
And the first time I ever drove a car, I damn near crashed into the superintendent of the River Rouge High School. He was driving by in a Benz, and I was just pulling off for the first time ever. I was driving a Delta 88 Oldsmobile.
Oh my God.
My mom
And
got
I
one of
still
those.
hadn't figured out the brake and the gas pedal. I damn near ran straight into his Benz. He looked at me like, oh. So
That's
every
a
time
bump.
he see me in school, he was like, oh. I was like, hell no.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's funny.
And I
That's
appreciate
real funny.
tonight. I know it's late in the East Coast. Tell everyone, where can they find El Nino's podcast? Where can they find you? And definitely, I think you said in the next coming weeks, you're going to launch season 3.
Season 3 of the El Nino Podcast. Check me out on YouTube. Go to Facebook, punch in El Nino Podcast, Real Everyday People. Season 3 is coming up in the next couple of weeks. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to bring you some, good guests with good stories. And we're going to be doing a lot of location podcasting as well from different businesses in the community. And, we're going to keep on striving to strengthen our community, strengthen our standards and our morality in society, and being impactful in our community, and doing our best to be our best, man.
That's awesome. Now, if they want to sprinkle your Cash App or whatever, and they want to sponsor your show, how do they do that?
Man, you could just reach out to me, message me. I recently shut down my Cash App because I heard all kinds of stuff was going on with the IRS, and I got my hoodie business and stuff like that. And so really, I just if you want to contribute, because I did post on Facebook reaching out to local business owners, families, and friends who can help or contribute or donate to my cause. For any type of support or financial sponsorship, because I need to buy some equipment, so I can get these. My podcast off the ground, but I've already made a hell of an impact. Thank you to my cousin Michelle Romero and my man Kevin Rodriguez. They were the first two to jump on the opportunity to send me some money to help out. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I'm going to keep moving forward, man. I just feel like as long as I got God in my life, I can't ever go wrong.
There it is.
I appreciate it, man. Much love. You have a good night.
Man, much love to you, man. Thanks a lot.
Seeing you. Don't be a stranger. Come back soon.
I love it. I have so much fun on your guys' podcast. Next time you guys come to the city, man, let me know. We could go to El Nacimiento or something.
All right, brother. I appreciate it. Much love. Good night.
All right, much love. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
His energy is explosive. I love it.
Well, he's really excited to launch season 3.
I'm excited for him.
Yeah. I go 100 episodes and we launch season, we'll go into season 3. So, I don't know. I don't know what the right number is. I heard 20, 25, but we actually went over 100 before we launched our season 2. So we're on season 2, and I guess we'll go another 49 episodes before we get to season 3. So I might as well just keep it going. So, So I know we talked about it and we kind of beat this to a dead, beat the horse dead. So do you really think that it was just insensitive and it's something that should not have been said?
Yeah, I do. I think that he chuckled, Will chuckled at the joke, right?
Right.
I think he chuckled because he was trying to keep his cool, because Chris Rock already had said something about her before. So he tried to keep it cool. When he looked over and seen her hurt, that tells me that there were behind the scene things happening with her hurt already from her condition. And I feel that triggered Will to say, you know what, you heard her on national television. She feels humiliated. I seen it in her eyes. Regardless of what happened with whatever happened with them, he knows her and he knows her emotions. And if you're a spouse of somebody and you're connected like that, you can look at that person and know exactly what they're thinking. And I think he saw that hurt. And at that point, it was like, okay, am I going to let my wife be hurt? Am I going to let her get up and smack him? Or am I going to be a man and get up and show this motherfucker what's up because he went and embarrassed my wife in front of not just this room, but national television?
Not only does Will know his wife, but so does Augustine. But we'll go into the next topic.
You're a dick. You know what, too? Before you go off the topic, something bothered me about some certain people's comments, and there were some people, and I don't know, maybe I'm just reaching here. There were some people that kind of turned it racial. And I was pissed about that. Yeah. If that was Will Ferrell, if that was a white man, blah, 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 blah. Wait, what? When did this become about race? And they're serious, like really fucking serious, going back and forth on comments. And, you know, I'm like scrolling with the popcorn, like these motherfuckers are really, really trying to turn this into race now? I don't know. That kind of pissed me off about that. I just had to vent because it's not about race. It had nothing to fucking do about race. It has nothing to do about Will Ferrell. It has nothing to do about a white guy smacking a black guy. It has nothing to do about a black guy smacking, nothing to do with colors. So don't fucking go there. I think it was because I posted something about there was a picture of Denzel Washington and Tyler Perry, and they approached Will after, basically to calm him down and to, you know, to support him and just to talk some sense to him a little bit, whatever they said to him. But they're both very, you know, wise men. And I think the post said something about black men supporting other black men who are needing to heal, who are hurt. And this was a good show of brotherhood, and you need more of this. And instantly people jump up underneath talking about white this, white that. I'm like, motherfucker, can you just let them have their moment? Why do you want to turn it into a racial thing? I don't know. Okay, I'm done with that.
So you know who Nostradamus is?
Huh? What'd you say?
You know who Nostradamus is?
Yeah, why?
Okay, here you go.
No. She's 69. Really went downhill after the World Trade Center. You know, Quasimodo predicted all this.
Who did what?
All these problems, the Middle East, the end of the world.
Nostradamus. Quasimodo's the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
All right. Nostradamus.
Nostradamus and Notre Dame. It's two different things completely.
It's interesting, though, to be so similar, isn't it? And I always thought, okay, Hunchback of Notre Dame. You also got your quarterback and your halfback of Notre Dame.
What's a fucking cathedral?
Obviously, I know. I'm just saying. It's interesting, the coincidence.
Well,
What?
Nostradamus or Notre Dame. End of days, Nostradamus made a chilling prediction of World War III, and I don't mean to drive your anxiety up, in 2023 after correctly foreseeing the Ukraine conflict this year. So Nostradamus predicted this, and I just wanted to make sure you knew the difference between Notre Dame and Notre Dame.
I did not know that he predicted this, and I do know the difference.
Okay.
Thank you. And I know who Quasimodo is as well.
So, like a Nostradamus predict this, I don't know, 1,000 years ago, and he predicted the planes crashing into the World Trade Center. Isn't that pretty scary? He predicted Hitler. He predicted. He predicted
visions. He could see into the future. He had visions. So, yeah, it's scary, but it's a real life gift that people have.
Right.
Ages and ages ago, they just didn't understand it. But, you look at the prophecies, you look at different people who had these gifts and could see these things. They either looked at them like they were evil or witches or, just like I said, flat out evil. So yeah, it's scary, but I mean, after the first 2 predictions came true, you'd think people would start fucking listening. They'd be like paying attention. I mean, look at the. We're gonna want to go left field with this. Look at the Simpsons. They don't predict. They predicted every. I think that guy. What's his name?
They predicted the orange guy, Trump.
Who's the creator of the Simpsons? I lost a blank now. I'm thinking Quasimodo.
Quasimodo.
I think he's onto some shit too. Like he predicts some things too. I think there's a lot more to it.
I think Putin is. I know they said that Putin is a war monster, a war criminal. Putin is a monster. Russian tank crew gang raped a Ukrainian girl, 16, during Putin's horrific invasion, according to an interception phone call. So they're raping girls. Like, what is going on in that fucking side of the country? You know what I mean? That's just sickening. 16-year-old Ukrainian girl, because she's Ukrainian and we're invading your country. You got fucking soldiers raping women. Like, what is going on?
Absolutely fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it's just disgusting. And it was a phone call that was intercepted that said, "Oh yeah, we've been raping the women." Like, what? What is going on over there?
Wow. Oof.
Yeah. So, Parenthood sues in attempt to block Idaho's 6-week abortion ban. So it seems like every state is jumping on this. Texas, Arizona. Thanks for Governor Douchebag. So the 6 to 8 weeks. Once again, I think politicians should not have any say about a woman's body, and that's just my point. But 6 weeks now, how the fuck do you say, "Oh, after 6 weeks you can't do it"? Makes no sense.
Most women don't even know at 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Because some of them have a period at first. So some of them, I had a period with both my kids the first 2 months.
Right.
That's 8 weeks right there.
Right.
So, and then on top of it, man, we could go for hours on this topic. I'm telling you, medical, conditions and so forth. There's a lot of risk that happens that you don't find out until a certain trimester. So the beginning is just trying to keep the baby, the fetus alive. Then they start finding out things and they start testing for things. And, you got the people who say, "Oh, well, God doesn't make mistakes. And if you really love that child, you'll love it with a condition." Coming from a mother of a child with a condition, that's very bold of you to make that decision for somebody, because just because you think we're all in the same water, we're in different boats, and you don't know what that person's capacity is to handle it. You don't know if that person already has a child with the condition. My son was completely paralyzed. There was no way I could be able to handle another child like that. Some parents, yeah, sure. Me, I was a single mom. It was I couldn't even imagine. So to know that you're going to bring another child into the world, and that decision alone is so hard to make. Then to tell the woman that after 6 weeks, she has no choice. It doesn't matter. What if the baby is going to risk her life? She doesn't have a choice.
Right.
It's just absolutely disgusting. Lawmakers should not be able to determine. This should be something between you, the spouse, and the doctor. That is it. Nobody else.
That is it. I agree.
Disgusting.
It is.
Absolutely disgusting.
If you're a politician, you have no control. Even if you're a man or a woman, I don't think you should say anything.
So let's, because they want to paint this picture that everybody's just out here killing kids because it's a form of birth control. That's a very small percentage, right? On top of the fact, who's out here adopting these kids? Because our orphanages and child protective care and all these state care, they're overflowing with children begging for forever homes. And the older kids, they get overlooked. They actually have to just age out, right, of the system. And they go through their whole life wondering, why they weren't loved or why they can't give a forever home. And these kids are beautiful kids begging for a chance. And I bet you don't see not one of them fucking politicians are foster parents. I'd like to see the statistics on that. All these ones making all these rules, let's see which ones are actually foster parents. Go to the orphanages, go to the state homes and visit these children. I'd love to see the statistics on that.
Right. So Pennsylvania judge boots 5 Democrats from school board over mask mandate. Here you go.
Pennsylvania judge boots 5 Dems from school board over mask mandate. A Pennsylvania judge ordered 5 school board members who voted at the beginning of the school year to make masks mandatory to be immediately removed from office. The order is a result of a parent-filed petition to the Westchester Area School District CAC in February, according to public media organization WHYY. One of the parents, Bethan Rossica, argued that under the Pennsylvania School Code, districts have no authority to require students to wear masks. Sokolovsky told district families and members of the community that due to the ongoing legal matter, he will not be able to provide additional comments, but would provide updates when he can.
So, Nathi still goes to school and it's optional, but I got to be honest with you. I feel very safe that she wears a mask, even though she's vaccinated. I think kids should still wear masks. Elderly people should still wear a mask. Look, I know a lot of people say we're in post-COVID and it's over. You can say what you want to say, but people still get sick and people still die. Why can't we protect our young and why can't we protect our elderly? Just saying.
I agree. Especially with the kid thing. Kids are germy. Just because your kid isn't germy doesn't mean the 10 next to them are not wiping their boogers on their hands and sneezing, and they don't wash their hands after they go to the bathroom. All kinds of shit, right? They're gross. Kids are gross. They're boogery. They're germy. If your kid's gonna wear it for a few hours at school, I don't know. I'm all for it. Some parents, they're telling their kids they don't have to and whatnot. I have a guy that I do business with and work for at time to time, and he's in California right now. And him and his wife and his entire family have been quarantined for 2 weeks, and he was really bad. His daughter brought a variant home from Spain 2 weeks ago. Took the whole family out, and he's very scared because his father's elderly, just had a hip replacement, lives in their home, and he's like, this is insane, and we're just trying to help my dad, make sure my dad doesn't get sick. So they had to find somewhere for the father to go, and it's not over. It's not over. So,
So Uncle Joe gets the second boost shot. President Uncle Joe, he's got his second boost.
Uncle Joe.
And he televised it, but hats off to Uncle Joe getting his second boost shot. Booster.
Hey, I can't see names, but hello to everybody in the chat. I see someone saying, "Hey, sis," and I see y'all out there in the chat. That's awesome. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Sorry, I can't see who's
now
chat.
7
Can you
years.
tell me who's talking? Can you see the names?
Some people that are in the news chat, they don't come up with. So if it posts my personal or YouTube or stuff like that, it comes up. But if it's in the newsroom, it does not, which is weird. But
I see y'all. I see you.
I don't know who this fucking guy was. I had to look it up. He was a kidnapper of children. He stole a whole bus and he buried some children. They were able to escape. But here you go.
Back in 1976, though, he was 24 when he and 2 brothers hijacked a Madera County school bus. 26 students and their bus driver were then put in a moving van and buried alive underground.
So he just got
enough to think about maintaining. Good thing the 2021 Volkswagen.
And they call him the bus beast. I think that's nuts. Why is this guy eligible for parole? A monster who kidnapped a bus full of school children, burying them alive in a twisted ransom bid to set free on parole after 46 years. Frederick Newall Wood, 7 years, a part of a sick trio who abducted 26 kids aged 5 to 14. Their bus driver, California, 1976, one of the biggest kidnap plot in U.S. history.
What in the fuck? Why does he even alive.
Yeah. Yeah, he buried the kids.
Alive. He buried them alive in a van?
Huh?
I don't even know what to say right now. What in the fuck?
He was called that's what his nickname was during trial. The bus beast monster. Dude, like I don't know what to say.
Oh, yeah. I've seen some shit. I've heard some shit.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? This guy definitely.
I got nothing. I got nothing on that.
As I said, he should have never saw the light of day. That is true.
Ever.
Should have buried him under the fucking jail.
Period.
Yeah.
The kids dug themselves out.
Yeah, the kids dug themselves out.
So they survived.
Yeah, they all survived. Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Oh.
So, in the entertainment world, Will Smith, New York City Comedy Club posted a sign discouraging slappy copycats. Will Smith's slap has at least one comedy club on its toes, ready to defend its talent at all costs, going as so far as posting a very clear sign, no slapping allowed, period.
You know what I want to know? How is Kanye going to beat this? He's like going to top this now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it does give him permission to slap a comedian now, right?
Yeah, probably not a good idea because you're regular with a little bank account and you're not going to get away with it.
You're regular.
Yeah.
So this is what the sign says right here. This is what the sign says. Stand up, New York. Comedians play a critical role in our society, especially during times of chaos and uncertainty. They make us laugh, bring perspective, and remind us that there are different ways of seeing our reality. Comics must be protected. Heckling or physical abuse of comics prohibited. To any patron immediately removed from the showroom. You have to remove from the showroom. So they said, hey, we ain't putting up with it. You can't slap no motherfucker.
Not here, homie, not here.
So the Oscars happened. Nightclub shooting at LA celebrity hotspot, leaving one injured after 22 Oscars, which so you got the slap, you got fucking, you got fucking violence going on, one injured at LA. Just fuck shit in LA, right?
Straight fuck shit.
Straight fuck shit.
This also got me.
You or all the people that are tuning in or anybody that's listening around the world, when you buy a movie ticket, do you sit in the ticket that was assigned? Because that's a new thing, right? Sitting in assigned seating. I know it's pretty much everywhere, but do you if the theater's empty, you sit wherever, or do you sit where you're assigned?
I assign my seat and I try to get the best seat possible. So if I get the seat I really wanted, then yeah, I sit there. But if I'm stuck down the bottom, I scope to steal another seat. I'm like, let me see where I can finagle until somebody walks up and says, this is my seat.
So somebody here you go. Here's a patron that wouldn't take their assigned seating and got booted from theater.
And it was empty?
Yeah.
In this theater. So why do you have to have mine?
It's not yours.
Go away. I pay my money. I have a right to it.
Sit in your seat.
Yes, my seat.
That's not your seat.
How can you tell it's not my seat?
Because your ticket has your seat number on it.
Whatever.
Let's find it.
Whatever.
This can easily
do your own house. No, I'm gonna be an asshole because you're being an asshole.
I am not.
I'm a patron here.
Okay, and I'm trying to find
and this will be the last time that I come to this imagined theater. All right, I pay my money.
Great.
Does anybody here think that this is actually a thing where it's like it doesn't matter where you sit? It's not assigned seating.
It is. Go sit in your own seat. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Please, sir, let's find your seat and we can start.
No, I'm not going to.
Then I'm going to ask you to leave.
You did, like 4 or 5 times. And that's why now we have a disturbance. Because some other people can't just be like, you know what? I can sit right here.
Sir, we're not doing this.
One seat off.
We're not doing
One seat off. So if I were to move over one seat, everything would be okay. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
Listen.
Does it mean?
Are you gonna listen?
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Be my best.
Okay. At this point, you are disrupting the show for these fine folks. We're gonna ask you to leave. We'll get you a refund, though. I'll be nice to get you a refund.
I don't know. I might want to be taken out in handcuffs, pal.
Sir, come on.
I paid my money. I don't understand. But the world stops. And
You need to go.
I just like, I know he was causing a little mayhem.
Did you get up?
I still think I'm being the bigger person here.
So there they go. They booted him out. They said, "Hey, bud, get the fuck out. You got to go."
So I'm kind of, that was crazy. I heard him say, so if I just moved over one seat, this could be resolved. Okay, you're throwing this big of a deal over one seat over? Not a big deal.
Seat over.
Secondly, the whole place was empty.
My mom's on the phone. Mijo, just move over one fucking seat. Go ahead.
Maybe that was somebody else's seat and they were like, oh, someone's in my seat and he won't move. But the whole thing is empty. Just sit next to it. Yeah, he was a dick. I could see if the place was packed, they made a big deal about it. But there's tons of times where I get there and it's empty. And I could sit wherever and nobody would tell me. Nobody comes up and checks my fucking ticket. The only time they ever do that is when it's really busy and it's like a movie that just came out and everybody wants to see it and you could barely get a ticket for it. So they're like, you in my seat, right? I don't know. He was nuts too. He was a loose cannon. The whole thing was fucked up. I really wanted to see him get arrested though. I thought that would have
I did
been
too.
a plot twist.
I wanted him to get arrested.
I did. When he said, I don't care if I got carried out in handcuffs, I would been like, boop, boop, boop. Come get this motherfucker.
My sister to call in. I wanted to see if she would say, what if they tell you to move? Well, fuck you. And you motherfucker, you trying to kick me out of the seat? Is it because I'm a Mexican? What's going on? Move. Well, I'm not fucking leaving. Fuck you.
Your sister would. She's funny. Yeah. We should take her to a theater and set her up for that just to see. Yeah. Just to film it.
No, they kind of went away.
We love you.
Do you remember back? Was it on 7 Mile and Gratiot? I think Q remembered, or I think you did. Do you remember when Popeyes had the roaches and they were dancing and all that? You remember?
Yeah, they worked there. The roaches worked there.
Behave. Hey, what's going on the street?
Yeah, you are crazy.
What's going on in the street?
Brother?
So we had a guy that got thrown out of a movie theater because he wouldn't move over one seat. I got to ask you, if the theater and it's assigned seating, do you sit in your assigned seat, or do you, if the theater's empty, you just sit wherever?
I'm gonna sit wherever.
Oh. So if they come over and say, "Hey, Big On, you got to move," what are you going to say?
I said, "Kiss my fat ass. I'm not moving."
I'm not moving. And I can hear, Anna, you and lie. You're not going to say, "Kiss my ass." You say, "Motherfucker, fuck you. What the fuck do you think you're going to do? Come over here. I'll kick your motherfucking ass."
Let him.
All right. Thanks for checking in. What?
Hey, it happened one time when I took the kids to the show, and this fat bitch stepped on my foot. I went off on that bitch.
How did that go?
That didn't go well. I can tell you that much. I cussed her ass out.
Why what'd she do? Step on your brand new Nikes?
No, she stepped the shit out of her. I don't know if she had a heel, but she was right into my fucking toes. I said, "Look, bitch, what the fuck are you doing?" And I said, "Your fat ass stepped on me." She said, well. I said, "Well, what? Motherfucker, get your fat ass." And I said, "I'm going to put my foot in your ass." Bitch, I was so pissed.
Well, thanks for checking in on the word on the street. Gotta go. Thanks, sis. Bye-bye.
Bye, Anna. Thanks for calling in.
Okay, bye.
So the Popeye thing, that kind of went away, but they're back in the news. Some guy goes crazy at Popeyes.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty crazy.
There you go.
Refund my bill. You want to talk to your boss? No. You want to talk to her? You for her calling me a fucking man? What was you doing? I called her a fucking after she called me a You have a nice day. Call the cops. Call the cops.
And you think I won't?
You think I won't?
Y'all, all you think this is fucking acceptable? You fucking
What's that you? Like I said, you're entitled to your own freedom of speech.
No, that wasn't the 7th Street or
You can't log in there. You can suck dick. Just like I told him. You can suck a dick. 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 You can suck a dick.
Put me on TikTok. I bet you.
You can suck a dick.
I bet you I'll beat the fuck out of you.
You can suck a dick.
Your parents.
You can suck a dick. And look what you're acting like.
Bitch, you fucking you bitch. You ain't
your grandmammy got it, bitch. Fat ass. Fat ass. Your chicken getting cold. Fat what? Your chicken getting cold.
So Trump went into Popeyes, and this is what happened.
That was disgusting to watch.
Trump went in there. What is going on? Popeye spokesman condemned hateful language, offering up support after racist customer went viral and hurling slurs at employees at one joint in Florida. Because that definitely ain't happening in Detroit. That motherfucker would have got pulled over. They would have beat his ass.
Pulled over the whole ass motherfucking counter and stomped out. This whole show got me speechless right now. That was disgusting to watch.
Yeah, Trump's uncle walked in and wanted to cuss somebody out.
But that's how they do it. That's how they do it. It made it okay for them to do that. So proud.
Well, you know what? My uncle lived in Florida. You know, I know a lot of people from Michigan go down to Florida. I get it. I think I seen somebody. If you go to Florida, this is what you got. You bugs, gators, whatever. But I saw that, you know, when I asked him, there's a lot of places in Florida that are real hillbilly. You know what I mean? They're racist. I mean, Miami, Tampa, you know, that's fine. But those little pockets between those cities, guess what?
Good old boys.
They're racist as fuck down there. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Extremely.
You got some good old boys down there that have sex with their mama. You know what I mean? So,
I don't know about that, but maybe.
Yeah.
Their family tree's just one stick, right?
I was watching Half Baked the other day, and he's like, my attorney had sex with my mama. I was like, oh my God, this movie's so great. I'm impotent, bitch.
I haven't seen that in so long.
Green eyes. Tragic trip. American mom dead and teen sister hurt after 20 killed in a massacre cockfight while on vacation in Michoacan, Mexico. So they went to a cockfight. Melissa, who was a mother of 4, was fatally shot. Was struck multiple times. 17 men and 3 women were shot dead during a bloody massacre in Las Trajinas region. Currently critical condition in the hospital in Mexico. She was one of 4 that were hurt in a shooting. My question is, why were you taking your kids to a cockfight? What the fuck?
Right?
Yeah. So a snack food company truck arrived. Several armed men, people camouflaged clothing, got out. Prosecutor statement said, at the same moment, but the bus was outside the building, was used as a blockade, apparently to prevent victims from escaping and calling for help. The incident took place just after 10:30 on Saturday night. As suspected, team of cartel wearing military uniform bursted out. So I guess maybe they were at the food truck. I don't know. Investigating 15 vehicles allegedly belonged to the victims, one which stickers a logo criminal gang. I got questions.
Okay. I got questions.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. They hopped out the food truck. That's insane. You're right though. Why do you got your kids at 10 out at a cockfight at 10:30 at night in Mexico?
Yeah, were they ambushed, Kelly? Were they ambushed? I don't know. I don't think that's. I don't know if that's what she's saying, but that's just crazy, and that's in deep Mexico. That's actually where my grandmother's from, so that's in deep Mexico. So that sucks. Hearts, prayers out to that family that have lost. They went on vacation and they didn't come back. So crazy,
insane.
So 42 years ago, a kitchen of Rhode Island apartment, Irene, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, braced for detectives that had to tell her that her sister was dead. Last time police have arrived at her door, she was 17 and told her that found her sister's body. Evie, that was 20, has been kidnapped and raped and strangled after taking a late night train home from Manhattan, where she worked as a secretary in a publishing house in 1980. Her body was left in a yard near an apartment in Bayshore, New York on Long Island Shore. That was 42 years ago. Had since gone to college, worked, married, raised 2 children, divorced, moved on from Long Island, always feared that the killer would one day come to get her. So she finally got answers, and now here, let me play it.
Technology. NBC News reporter John Shupe has been following this story for us, and he joins us now live. John, I mean, this was considered a cold case. So tell us more about actually what happened and how detectives were finally able to crack it.
Well, it began with Eve Wilkowitz, 20 years old, was found raped and strangled in Bayshore, New York, on Long Island on March 25th, 1980. No one saw it happen, and the investigation was massive, exhausted, lasted years, and turned up nothing. Years later, when DNA searches became available, investigators put the killer's profile into criminal databases and got no hits. So eventually they ran out of options. Then came, over the past couple of years, the rise of something called genetic genealogy, in which investigators put DNA into consumer DNA ancestry databases instead of criminal bases, a much wider pool of people. And they found a relative with a last name, Rice. They researched family trees in the area till they hit on a man named Herbert Rice, who lived, turns out, 4 houses away from the crime scene, but didn't draw any suspicion at the time. But he died in 1991. So to confirm their theory that he was the guy, they asked one of Rice's sons for a DNA sample. They knocked on his door and told him what they were doing, and he agreed. That test showed that he was the killer's son. And then to make sure they had the right guy, they exhumed Herbert Rice's body, which showed for sure it was the killer. That was last week. And that told them that they finally had solved this case. And they're announcing the findings today.
That is
all right. He's John Shupe for
fucking amazing technology.
I'm so glad that her sister got some closure.
Yeah. Well, I watch a lot of mob movies, right? I watch a lot of no body, no evidence. But technology, right? Technology.
Yeah.
I know what
I in a consumer database. That is incredible.
That is incredible. That is incredible. You know, I watched, like I said, I watch a lot of mob movies. Breaking Bad, they just dissolved the body. So there you go. Yeah, say my motherfucking name. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, you know, she went that many years with wondering what happened to her sister. That many.
Amazing.
I'm so glad she got the answers that, you know, it's not going to bring her sister back, and it doesn't make anything, you know, less hurtful. But man, I'm sure there's some peace now to know, and her sister's spirit can rest, you know, at peace, knowing that her family finally knows. I feel like she's been pushing for that.
It's just crazy.
Insane.
Right?
Insane. Yeah.
Man. So did Walter White have it right? Dissolve the body?
I guess. Fuck. Wood chipper said, I don't know.
Say my name. Heisenberg. You're goddamn right. Now, say my name.
So guess what? Today's word is do not kill and leave a body, because guess what? Technology will find you 42 fucking years later. So don't be dumb, folks.
Technology is crazy. It continues, but I swear people get dumber. Facts, girl, facts. I think it's crazy, the ones you see where it's like, dude, I found out I got a whole ass fucking family. I did a, 22andMe, and then these people came back and it said that I got sisters and brothers in a whole nother region. My father had a whole separate family. I think the ones where they find out that when they were adopted, they find their adopted parent. I think that one's pretty cool too.
Well, if your father owned the slip and slides, the gangster slip and slide, he had
doos. Those are slippity doos with the tassels. You said if he owns the slippity doos, what does he have? A whole nother family.
Crocs.
No, you said if he owns the slippity doos, he's got a whole nother family. You don't know about
family. Hey, I've been watching this with my girlfriend. And I got to be honest with you, everybody knows about the Pam and Tommy. I know this wasn't a story, but everybody knows about the Tommy sex tape, one of the first original entertainment sex tape. But I gotta be honest with you, I'm watching it. I think I'm on whatever episode, but it's really good. Here you go. It's on Hulu.
It's all over town. TV, print, radio.
There's a tape going around of Pamela Anderson.
Let's see what we got.
They say that I don't have rights because I spent my public life in a bathing suit.
I don't want to end up in the LA River, man. Nobody's getting dumped in the LA River. Go back. That's gonna be insane.
So have you checked that out?
Yeah, I have. I think it's actually really good. There's some parts where I'm like, wait, that happened? And then there's other parts where I'm like, God, Tommy really
had a big dick.
Well, it wasn't huge. It wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a little bigger than what they showed. Honestly, I think they had a weird shape, but they did show it. So if anybody wants to check it,
yeah, it's definitely not for kids. Don't watch it with your.
Yeah, don't watch it with your kids. It's definitely not for kids.
Yeah, it's rated R. There's a part, and I don't mean to spoil it. There's a part where he's talking to his cock, and it's like talking back, and you see the fucking thing move. It's kind of weird looking, but
if you're around that era when Pam, when the sex tape came out, or you watched Baywatch, or you just liked Pamela Anderson, the Pamela Anderson, Carmen Electra era, right? You definitely are going to like it. And there's some twists in it and the behind the scenes things that I didn't know, because we were just like, oh, a tape got leaked, right? But there's some behind the scenes things that you're like, what the fuck? That's fucked up.
Because there was internet, but there was like nobody knew what it was. They're like, what's the internet? Like, what's the internet?
Yeah, what's the internet? How did they get that? What do you do with that? And two, I think it shined a little light on Pamela in general, because she got a bad rap. And then people, oh, she's an idiot, she's a slut, she's a sex symbol, she was an airhead. So I liked that. I liked that part about it, that she kind of showed a little bit more of who she was, and she's a very nice person, like just caring in general. She's just a very nice person. So
she's been married several times.
I think because they play on her, so they feed on her niceness, because when you have a niceness about you and you have this light, people are attracted to your light. Even moths are attracted to light, right? Bugs are attracted to light. So
to be honest with you, I thought Tommy was kind of creepy.
Tommy was very creepy. Tommy was out of control. He was reckless. I think she's attracted to that, bad boy, rock star.
Which is Kid Rock. She married, you know what I mean? Like all these different rockers. So she likes that bad boy thing.
Well, she's the hot Stacy's mom, rock star, video vixen kind of vibe to her. And that's her thing. I just think that she just, she picked the wrong ones. She has been married a lot, though. That doesn't make her a slut. I just think she just chose bad taste in men, and
She
they took
make
advantage of her niceness. She really was nice.
So Hubble, the telescope, sees most distant star ever, 28 billion light years away. The Hubble Space Telescope has glimpsed into the most distant single star ever observed, glimmering 28 billion light years away. And the star could not be between 50 to 500 times more massive than the sun and a million of times brighter. You know, I know aliens haven't like come out and be like, "Hey, I'm here. I'm among you guys." But this is a big universe for just us to exist. Just being honest.
It's not just us. Yeah. It's not just us. We're a speckle in the universe. There's universes. There's galaxies and galaxies away.
Amazon employees.
No. And we're just going to repeat. We're going to burn out, repeat. Evolution is just going to keep going. There was many before us and many after us.
So unfortunately, I have to play this Amazon commercial because they don't allow me to skip it. But here's the next story here.
Earn at least $15 an hour, but $15 is just the start. That's why we provide healthcare on day one. We'll keep doing a better job for our employees, whether they're here for a season or a career.
Shout out Amazon, call me.
There they go. They got the little guy.
His name was Scooby. Oh, I'm so glad they saved him.
Video saving a
He must
dog.
have been so scared.
Yeah, Los Angeles flood, and so they were able to save him.
Yeah, for our listeners that couldn't see the video, he looked like probably like a pit bull mix or something, and he got swept into the, what was that? Was that the river? The ocean? What was that? Yeah, in LA. That was scary.
Have you ever felt like you've thrown something away that thought was maybe valuable, and you're like, shit, let me go digging for it because I think that might have been something?
Yeah, I have.
So, Virginia woman digs through her trash to retrieve a $110,000 winning lottery ticket.
Virginia woman digs through trash to retrieve $110,000 winning lottery ticket. Mary Elliott from Buckingham County, Virginia, had to take her winning ticket to lottery officials in Henrico, Virginia, because the ticket had coffee stains on it. A woman who won the lottery had to dig through her trash in order to claim her prize after she threw the winning ticket away. Mary Elliott from Buckingham County, Virginia, won $110,000 last month, the Virginia lottery announced on Tuesday. Before she realized that she had matched all 5 winning numbers on the Cash 5 with Easy Match game, Elliott had apparently thrown the ticket away. When she discovered her error, she went through the trash to retrieve it, according to a press release from the Virginia lottery. It's unclear if Elliott had accidentally tossed the ticket before the results had been announced. Fox News Digital reached out.
I think that's crazy. At least she got it, but
I'm
she
so glad she got it.
turned it in with coffee stains and everything. Hey, here's that ticket, motherfucker.
You ever lose something and you don't find it and you're sick to your stomach over it for a while?
Yeah.
Like you miss something, you miss out on something, it's normally financially, right? You make a decision happens and it, or you throw it out, you lost it. You're like, fuck. And your stomach physically hurts from it for some time to time. Yeah, that would have been a really bad stomach ache. Like, I'm glad she got it. Coffee stains and all.
Coffee stains and
all. Good for her. Way to retrieve it.
Way to retreat it. Yeah, I mean, that's great, isn't it?
Yeah. She must have memorized those numbers because if it was an easy pick, she plays the lottery a lot. She saw the numbers and locked it in. I wouldn't even have realized it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't even have realized it, but she knew.
Right.
She's a lottery player. She knew. So good for her.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have been freaked out too, right?
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit, I lost my $110 ticket. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you, if you know this voice here, famous movie, one of my favorite movies.
It's kind of partial to Roy Rogers, actually. I really like those sequin shirts.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
So Bruce Willis putting acting career on pause. Famous line, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Diagnosed with you pronounced it earlier. I don't need. How do you pronounce that motherfucking shit?
You threw me off now.
Apasa? I don't know. Apasa?
No.
Yeah, he's part of the 12 apostles, I guess. I don't know.
Aphasia, dysphasia, something like that. I don't know. I can't see it in front of me. Now you threw me off.
He's retiring or putting his career on pause because he has aphasia, which it affects speech, brain, memory, all that.
Comprehension, speech, understanding language, being able to communicate. Instead of saying the book is on the desk, they just say book desk. So these are
like my sister. Where's she at? What you saying?
Yeah.
What? You mean what are you talking about?
So this is common, and there's different phases of it. They say it's from brain damage. It could be from that. It could be from neurological problems as well, but they come on with age and different traumas that happened. And he did a lot of stunts, his own stunts when he first started out. He was a stunt man. He did his own stuff. So I'm sure there was some repercussion, and this is part of that. It's just so sad because he's an actor, and he's a great actor, and to lose your ability to comprehend and put words together, and even so much as some people even stop talking altogether. They end up not even being able to communicate or knowing how to communicate. Sad. Very sad. He's a great human and a great actor, very talented. So all my prayers go out to him and his family and his wife, and just people have grace with him and handle this sensitively and not crack jokes, because like they did with Michael J. Fox, right? How many times have you heard a Michael J. Fox joke? He had Parkinson's. Right. Which is the adult form of Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, for those who don't know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's weird. Yeah, ALS, Parkinson's, all of them have the very same onsets. Only difference is Duchenne's is when you're a child, and ALS, Parkinson's, those are all as you get older. But
And
they all
he can't act anymore because he can't control his body movement.
nerves. He can't control his nerves, which then go to the muscle, right? So Duchenne's is more is muscle, and ALS is Duchenne's is muscle, and ALS is muscle. But Parkinson's has the same onsets. Just imagine your nerves like a fiber optic cable, right? And you know how the cable has the black protected on the outside. Imagine parts of it wearing down, and now the wires are exposed, and that's where they're jolting, and the loss of control comes from. So again, this is somebody losing control of their ability to speak and communicate. The only thing they have, when you lose your body, you can still talk usually. Right. It's one of the last things go, but now his form of expression is being taken from him, and it's sad, very sad.
So we knew this was coming. The drummer for Foo Fighters recently died, Taylor Hawkins. Foo Fighter cancels all tour dates after drummer Taylor Hawkins' death. I was talking to a buddy. We're in a chat, and he's like, "That was one of the last true rock and roll bands." So they have to basically, I think Dave's got to do some grieving at the host of the whole band, and I don't know if they'll come back, but I know John, a friend of the show, and it's on Saturdays. He's a huge Foo Fighter.
Yeah, I understand. I spoke a little too soon. I was hoping it wasn't
Fighter
from addiction.
fan. Yeah, I was hoping that he didn't. Yeah, they came out that he did. It was a drug
He did overdose.
overdose. Yeah.
Yeah, they came back with that toxicology really quick, but didn't you say it was because in other countries they don't have
Other country, yeah.
regulations like we do in the U.S., so they're able to literally get the toxicology back within 48 hours,
Right.
which is crazy. I think we should have that here.
There's no HIPAA in I think he was in Brazil, so there's no HIPAA there. So guess what? Just release it. So so Doja Cat, she has that song a couple years ago, but she's I'm fucking quitting, bail out of music after Twitter war. I was asking Narissa what happened. I guess she was in Brazil and she couldn't come out because it was storming and they were bashing her on Twitter. And she just said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done. At least after going toe-to-toe with Twitter mob over a canceled concert in Paraguay, her first mistake was hopping online after playing La Pazosa in Brazil Thursday night. Doja opened, I'm not putting on a good enough show, but promised she would do better Friday night, while her fans in Paraguay got all butthurt because she never tweeted them over missing Fiesta shows that were earlier this week. Mind you, the concert was canceled due to deadly storms and flooding, so certainly not Doja Cat's fault. Anyways, Doja Cat responded to ridiculous outrage, I'm not sorry, and ignited a Twitter war, and even journalists in Paraguay. So she eventually fired back and says, I'm moving on. I'm just going to let everybody be mad and change her Twitter handle. I quit. So
sad. I fucking hate it here. People are so
she couldn't deal with it because of storms. So
right. People are so fucking self-entitled. This is somebody who is a performer, and she's performing for you. She's away from her family. She's putting in crazy hours, all the abuse on her body and her voice, and it gets called off from nature, because of nature, right? Things beyond her cccontrol. Then they want to fucking attack her. Keyboard fucking warriors.
Right.
Disgusting. When half of them that are fucking attacking her don't even have motherfucking jobs, probably.
I'm going to play a little snippet of this because I know that WWE will ban it. But do you know who this is?
Say it's all right.
I'll wait till that commercial's over.
No.
It fucked you up for a minute. You're like, oh shit. 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 2 seconds, and skip commercial. Come on. Here you go.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game.
You know who that is?
I don't fucking know.
That is Motorhead singing that, but that is Triple H, the game. He is the chairman.
I thought you were asking me like which wrestler came out to this. You didn't know band. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, missed it.
Triple H says he'd never wrestle again. Detailed heart failure. WWE legend is opening up about the future in the ring, insisting he will never wrestle again of a heart condition and nearly killed him, and now requires him to have a defibrillator in his chest. Triple H's name is Paul. Joined Stephen A. Smith on Stephen A. Smith's World and said he is done with wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still the chairman, but he will not see him in the ring anymore.
Well, sometimes you got to do what's best for your health. Especially if he has a defibrillator, like that's a pacemaker under your skin. My son has one. There's nothing to play with.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's inserted, sliced above your heart, and if your heart, what it's supposed to do is, if your heart goes out, it's supposed to jumpstart your heart, like
oh shit,
cables on a car. Yeah. So last thing you want is stress and you have to get shocked. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. So,
didn't
It's
know
hard
that.
to step away from. Yeah, it's hard to step away from something you love. So, yeah, that's sad. But I'm glad that he's doing what he needs to do for his health. It's brave of him, because that's some scary shit.
I was trying to bigger picture up to him. So, longtime Detroit Red Wings Zamboni, and who, if you don't know what a Zamboni is, it is the machine that cleans the ice. Sobotka parts ways. El Sobotka is who maintained the ice. Drove the Zamboni, twirling the Occupy over his head during the playoffs. The Wings were in the playoffs in the 90s. So sources confirmed the Free Press Wednesday that Sobotka and the Wings have parted ways. The team spokesman declined the comment. Don McLean, the representative for Sobotka, and sent an email to Free Press statement from Sobotka. I love my 51 years of Detroit Red Wings and have been happy to stay 51 more years. Sobotka, 68, had been a Wings employee since 1971, 11 years before Bruce Norris sold the team to Mike and Martha Illich. Sobotka attended Detroit Northwestern graduation from Denby High after a high school neighborhood friend helped him get hired at Olympic Stadium, where he worked and cleaned up crew. He started at midnight shifts and moved to the day shift and worked his way up to building operations manager at Cobo Hall. Sobotka eventually moved on to office in the Bowling and Joe Louis Arena, where he oversaw crew for 70 people. So he stepped away. Maybe there was some bad stuff. Here's a picture of him. But if you remember, this is a famous picture of him waving the Octopi over his head.
Mm-hmm.
So Sobotka gained fame in 1990 when he had a twist of picking up the Octopi fans would hurl onto the ice during playoffs. Sobotka would pick up one and twirl over his head, and fans cheered when the Wings debuted the Purple Octopus as the mascot in 95 playoffs. So, great times.
Yeah, he had a good run.
Yeah.
He had a good run.
I don't know who this is. Famous Dex, why your honey bun so extreme? Sorry, honey buns.
That's a good question.
Honey buns.
Hang on, let me check.
Why is your honey bun so extreme, honey buns?
Get that frosting on them.
Oh, you got the extra frosting.
Extra juicy.
Extra frosting.
Extra juicy. Extra frosting.
Extra frosting. Famous dish.
Thick honey buns.
Extra frosting. So, where is it at? MLB, OZZIE Gillen, MLB robot up idea sucks. So, here's what the MLB's talking about.
Do you feel like the MLB should get rid of its umpires, and why not?
MLB did a tremendous job, and I criticize when they really shitty. This is the worst thing I ever hear in my life, in my baseball life. When you got to, who you go to argument with, who's the strike zone is going to be, how they're going to handle it. They over abuse the minor league kids to have a robot there. They have to hit somebody up there. Strike ball. You from upstairs, you cannot see the strike zone. And I think Major League Baseball, they come up with that. I don't think that will happen. I hope not. And I hope that happens after I die, because I'll be very, very vocal about it. And by the way, you're not showing respect to the umpires. Whoever come up with this idea, never play the game. Number one, never play the game. Even never play Little League baseball games. It's whoever.
So we had a prior baseball trainer on the show, Orlando, and he says that this helps tremendously to the minor league baseball, right? So you cannot introduce this into professional. And I want to be hats off to OZZIE. I love him, but I wanted to say, how can I help you? But I'm just saying.
Jack in the box. Listen, leave him alone. He got a job.
What can I help you? What kind of fountain drinks do you have? ¿Qué es eso? Fountain drinks. Soda. Oh, we got Coca-Cola. So there you go.
See what I have to deal with, folks. You see what I have to deal with.
So OZZIE says no way. He will be very vocal. I wish if Orlando's listening, if this gets launched in MLB, I'm totally against it. There should be robot umps. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, there shouldn't be.
No relevance for me.
Nope. It just takes away from the game. It's like,
Yeah, I don't want to see no robot in there.
No, we can have you can have the robot for pitching, like practice, right?
Right.
It throws it to you at a certain velocity and it measures things and all that, but not on the game. It's not what I came to see.
Right.
Yeah, especially me working at a stadium and seeing them practice and throwing and pitching, and man, I really can appreciate what they do. Like, you throw the ball to me, if I hit it, I'm just fucking hitting it, right? But they can literally direct where it's going to go. They will point, okay, this is where I'm heading it. So they know where to smack the ball, at what speed it needs to be thrown. It's definitely not easy. It's
not easy.
It's a gift. Yesterday I got to stand next to the San Francisco Giants while they practiced, and there was just a fence in between me, and we were this close, and I'm watching it all.
Was Eva Longoria there?
No, I didn't see her yesterday. No. It was raining, so she wasn't coming out in the rain. It rained a little bit, and then it cleared up. They played the Padres. They creamed the Padres, but it was really cool to be next to the practice field and just watch I never really got to see any of that before. I've always just watched the game. Never really watched before the game what happened and all the drills they do and the warming up and pointing where they're going to throw the ball and watching the pitcher like fucking speed throwing, and I'm standing right behind the guy catching, and I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
There you go.
Yeah.
On into the windup in his first offering. Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed. Ball 4. Ball 8. Low, and Vaughn has walked the bases loaded on 12 straight pitches.
There you go. Yeah, just a bit outside. So the NFL says must add a majority offensive coach, expanding the Rooney Rule to include women. All 32 teams will be hiring a majority offensive assistant coach for 2022. Part of the series policy enhanced announcement on Monday addressing the league outgoing diversity efforts. So how do you feel about women being an offensive coordinator in the NFL?
Love it. I fucking love it.
Yeah? When the guy says, hey, this is a man's sport, there should be no women in there in the NFL playing or coaching.
You sound like Santa Claus right now, by the way. I can't even focus on whatever you just said because I feel like you're going to ask me if I've been naughty or nice.
I've been naughty or nice?
Santa from another country. Like, what? I think it's amazing. I think that women can do the same job as men can do. And if she knows the game of football, then women's been playing offense. Listen, women been playing offense for a long time and defense. They got this. Okay.
Oh, no, you're doing too much offense and defense.
Yeah, offense and defense, because somebody's dusty ass son been stressing them out their whole fucking life. So they've been protecting the line. She's got this.
She got this. Well, I got a guy that's saying that he's playing offense and defense too. Check it out. His name is Lonnie said, why you gonna do him like that?
It ain't right for that one. Michelle's not even here to
Lonnie just said, oh my God.
Don't be
all right, so here's the last topic of the night. NFL owner approves. I know the show's been a little long, so bear with us. NFL owner approves modifying overtime rule ensuring possession for both teams in both playoff games. So a lot of people are upset here because they're saying that who won the Super Bowl last year wouldn't have won if this rule was in effect. The NFL has heard your cries and adjusted accordingly in the postseason, so in the playoff. League owner approved change in overtime rule on Tuesday will ensure both teams will receive possession in the overtime. The NFL announced. NFL Insider Report later added the vote would favor the rule change 29-3. So when they scored that touchdown before it's sudden death, right? First wins. I like the game that way. I think I love the hockey. Whoever scores wins.
Yeah.
I think the opportunity of going back to the other team, I don't like it. But
no, I don't like that either.
Yeah.
Well, wait. It goes back to the other team and gives them a chance to score as well.
Correct. Then the game goes on and on and on.
Maybe just once. Maybe they each get a chance, right?
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like what if they just got lucky? And they I didn't even get my chance to fucking show you up. That's not fair.
Not fair.
I don't know. I think 1 for 1. I changed my answer. I think 1 for 1.
All right. We got some hand changing, coach, here. We got some hand changing.
That's a whole nother joke.
We got some hand changing, coach. What's hell?
Fuck! Bullshit!
So there you go. That's pretty much all I got for the show. We want to thank Eladio for coming on the show, El Nino Podcast. Stay tuned to his show. It should be coming in the next couple of weeks. I believe he said he's starting season 3. Check out my man. Much love, man, for all the stuff that he gives back to the community. I love people that support their community and stay in their community and give back to the kids. So that's all I have. You can follow me everywhere on Drake Swift. How about you, Tori? Where can they follow you at?
They can follow me at Tori Rochelle on Facebook, at All Beauty All Beast on Instagram, The Savage Kitty, that's THEE Savage Kitty on Twitter, Tori Smooches on Snapchat, and Tori Rochelle 1111 on Cash App if you want to sprinkle me something nice.
Sprinkle.
Shout out to everybody in the DM. I'll see you in about 1 week from today. Are y'all fucking ready?
1 week. 1 week.
Yes. So slide in my DMs if you want to buy me a drink opening day. I'll be down there.
Hey, that's coming.
Yes, it's coming.
Sure, you guys are always washing your hands. It's optional, especially for kids, to wearing a mask, but always washing your ass. That's all I got. Peace out. You guys have a good one. Stay safe. Thanks for tuning in tonight on our Wednesday, Spotlight Wednesday. See you Saturday.
See you Saturday.
See you Saturday. Let me get this cute. There it is. Have a good night.
Good night.